All right, so before vacation, I just wanted to record this video. We were dealing with factoring trinomials. You just practiced some trinomials in your packet on page, what was that I just gave you? Page 32. So now, right before we left for vacation, I told you we had this problem. We did it as a Wall of Fame question here, and we didn't get to finish. So I want to start this video where we left off, and then do some examples. I think you also, at this point in the subplans, you watched a video by Maria showing you the non-guess and check method, which is the AC method. So basically, this was done on Mr. Dano's board, and this is the one we did before vacation. The answer to this factoring trinomial is 6x plus 1 here times 2x minus 5. And what make these more different than the ones on page 32 is that the a here is 12, so it's no longer 1. So you can see over here we were thinking of the factors of 12, thinking of the factors of 5, and then coming up with some combinations that would work so that when I multiply the inners and the outers, I get negative 28. So again, that has to do with kind of writing out both set of factors for the A and the C, and then kind of playing around with the binomials until you get the middle term to work out. So we're going to try this with the AC method. So I'm on page 35A of your packet. What I want you to do is if you open to page 35A of your packet, you can easily follow along with me here. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my screens straightened out here. Yep, okay. So you can follow along with me on the blank page. Sorry, still getting my screens figured out. All right, perfect. So if you copy it down here, this is the one that we have on the board. So the AC method makes you do this method. So the way I do it is I make an x on the side, and I multiply a times c, which is negative 60. Now I think of the factors of negative 60 that will get me the middle term, negative 28, because my goal is to split that middle term up and then do some fancy factoring. Yes, I said fancy factoring. So when I do this, I'm thinking to myself, let me try, I think negative 60, I could use 30 and 2 to make that. So I'm going to make this a negative 30 and this a positive 2. And then together that should give me when I add these two up, I get the negative 28. So now watch what happens when I split up the trinomial. So I get 12x squared, and I'm going to split up this negative 28x into negative 30x, excuse me, as I go down this way, plus 2x, which we all agree still equals negative 28x, right? This plus this is that, minus 5. Okay, so like Maria did in the video, I'm going to factor out both of these here. These two binomials, I'm going to factor out of this one. I can factor out, just like we did in the beginning of the factoring unit, I can pull out a 6 and an x, and I'm left with 2x minus 5. Over here, I already have 2x minus 5, which is what I want. So I just put plus 1, and then 2x minus 5. Aha. So now it's like factoring on top of factoring, because if I look at this, I can factor out this multiplication part and this multiplication part. Both have 2x minus 5 in common. So I can kind of like pull out the 2x minus 5, and over here I'm left with 6x plus 1. And ta-da! If I work out the FOIL, first work outers, sorry, lasts work negative 5. This is the 2x plus the negative 30x works there. All right, so I don't got a lot of time to continue recording this video, but I want to get you through some examples. I don't know how fast I can do a couple. I'm hoping I can get through, number 3, I got to get you started with that. So let's do this one, AC method. We can do it. We're on page 35A, so we got A times C is 6. And we want it to equal to negative 7x. No problem. That's the middle term. So got to definitely use, I don't know, it's got to be 6 and 1. Maybe negative 6 times negative 1. Doesn't that multiply to be positive 6 and add up to negative 7? Sure does. So now I'm going to split it up. 2x squared. Split this up into minus 6x minus x plus 3. All right. So now I'm going to factor this part out here. Can take out of there, I can take out a 2 and an x. So this would be x minus 3. Aha, now over here, I got to factor out a negative. So then I'm left with x minus 3. So there's an assumed 1 there. This might be a little complicated for you the first couple times you see it, so you might have to wait until I get back on Tuesday. So now I'm left with my x minus 3, which is what I wanted here. And then the rest of it would be 2x minus 1. All right, next one. Yeah, just copy this down, try to follow along, and we'll keep working on it when I get back. A times c, negative 15. It's got to equal 14. Oh, yeah, same thing, I guess, right? Because the only way I want to get to 14 is 15 and 1, or, yeah, so this must have to be, I hope there's no errors here. If I do 15 and 1, but I need it to be negative 15. So why don't, oh yeah, sorry, negative 15 and positive 1. That times that is that and adds up to that. So that's what I'm splitting my middle term into. So I go negative 15x, positive 1x, the minus the 5, 3x squared, factor here and here. It's going to be x minus 1 again, I think, because now I take out the 3x, and I'm left with x minus 5, sorry. And factor out, the only thing I can take out of here is a 1, which keeps it x minus 5. So now I got what I wanted here. So one binomial is x minus 5. They're a little boring. And then 3x plus 1. Let's try this one. All right, so what gave me this one the heebie-jeebies, or my spider senses, was I saw this negative out here. Most people, before they like to start factoring, like to take that negative out and factor that thing right out, like this. So this would turn into 4x squared minus 12x minus 7. It comes along for the ride. So this negative will come along for the ride, and it will make more. Comes up later in quadratics that's a helpful hint. So AC method, let's do it. 7 times 8. 7 times 4. Negative 7 times 4 is negative 28. Split it up, it's going to add up to negative 12. Okay, this is more interesting. Let's try, I'm thinking 7 plus 4 won't do it. 14 and 2 will. So if I do and I want it to be negative, so negative 14, positive 2. Let's go, here goes. Keep the negative the whole time. So I'm going to write this as 4x squared minus 14x plus 2x minus 7. So I split that up. Got a factor here and here and here and here. So keep that negative along for the ride. I'm left with 2x I'm taking out of here. I'm left with 2x minus 7. Over here, I'm just taking out that 1 again. 2x minus 7. Sorry. Usually I I guess, yeah. I don't know why these keep only just taking out a 1 out of the second one, but whatever. So now you're left with, got what I wanted, 2x minus 7, 2x minus 7. So I'm left with 2x plus 1, 2x minus 7, and a negative all the way that kind of followed along for the ride. And if I do this, it should work. Wait, sorry, I'm tired. I did not put the plus 1 here. So 2x plus 1, 2x minus 7, inners, boom. Positive 2x, outers, negative 14x, adds up to the middle. 4x squared, yes. Negative 7, yes. Negative along for the ride. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Get you started and get you working on Monday after vacation. When I get back on Tuesday, we'll practice a bunch.